Hello everyone, my name is Ray Bowman and this is my week 1 presentation providing a problem analysis for our MPA 570 class in public policy analysis. Today's presentation will focus on the problem of the drought in California. As a quick overview, today I'll provide a presentation on a problem analysis, the current policies and laws in place, a list of my references, and of course my closing. One of the major issues that Californians face are environmental challenges, especially as it relates to the adequacy of water resources and the persistent drought conditions in the state. According to the California Department of Water Resources, California has intermittently experienced drought conditions spanning years and even sometimes more than a decade at a time, for example, in the 1920s and 1930s. In fact, according to the LA Times, more recently, California suffered through the driest 3-year period on record from 2019 to 2022. Pictured on this slide are a couple of infographics that display the drought conditions in California. As you can see, over time, the California Drought Severity and Coverage Index spikes over multiple years. California's drought conditions are persistent, and without careful and potentially policy-driven efforts, Californians may face the same drought challenges in the near future. California's vegetation has adapted to these drought conditions, but with a dry climate, hot temperatures, and recently with the Santa Ana windstorms, this vegetation becomes dry fuel for California wildfires. With the current wind and fire events in Los Angeles, news headlines such as the ones pictured on this slide are prevalent in the media. California has declared multiple states of drought emergency over the past few years, as can be seen on this list from the California State Water Resources Control Board. Governor Newsom declared a statewide drought emergency in October of 2021 and called for California residents to reduce water consumption by 15%. After, thankfully, a series of wet winters, Governor Newsom lifted the emergency declaration in March of 2023, but it doesn't mean that Californians can go back to previous water consumption practices. During the drought emergency declaration in effect in 2022, water conservation efforts took on a regional level. For example, the city of Monrovia adopted an excess usage penalty whereby residents needed to conserve 10% of their water consumption, otherwise they would be assessed an excess usage penalty. When the emergency declaration was lifted, however, Monrovia also lifted its excess usage penalty policy. And currently, since the emergency declaration is no longer in effect, there isn't any current policy in place locally, at least for the city of Monrovia. Apart from encouraging water conservation measures and efforts from its residents. Even though current policies and laws are not addressing drought conditions in California, it doesn't mean that it can't go into effect again at a later time. Listed on this slide are my list of references used for this presentation. And with that, I'd like to thank you for your time, and I appreciate any feedback you'd like to provide. Thanks, and have a great day.